Hey, Joe, how are you, buddy? As soon as I get Dustin in here and get his email, we can do all this stuff. I gotta get his email. How is everybody doing? A few minutes early, so I gotta get Dustin in here. Come on in, everybody. Let's talk about this issue. I just got home from dinner, Joe. It was very good. We went to Golden Corral for dinner. It's definitely very good. Hey, well, oh, you know what, Patty? I didn't watch it today. I've been so busy. I'm gonna have to watch it probably this weekend. But it's on my list. I have been so busy today and tomorrow. I got to get my room finished up, put up before school starts back. But I'll get it watched this weekend. I promise, Patty. I will. I did watch a couple scenes though. It looks pretty good online. I watched the preview and stuff, so it looks pretty good. I can't believe I still have never seen it. Hey, TPG, bonjour, bonjour. How are you? I'm waiting on Dustin to contact me, and we will get started on this topic. Let me send him a message. Oh, there it is. Okay, he sent it to me. Let me get him his email real quick and get this sent to him, guys. And I'm going to get Dustin in here with me, and we will chat for a few minutes and let people come in, and then we're going to talk about this issue that I have got to talk about in here. So let me get Dustin in here. Give me just 1 second, guys. He sent it to me, and I got to copy it. Hang on 1 second, boys. It's so slow. My computer's so slow here lately. I'm good. How are you doing, Patty? It's good to see you. I'm glad you came back. I've been really enjoyed having you here last night. And let me get Dustin's email here copied. Get him an email real quick. Drop him a little email real quick. Get him in here with me. Okay. It's the link to this coming into this thing. And I'll have the link to send out if anybody else wants to come in tonight. All right, I sent Dustin the link. Hopefully he'll click on it and he'll be in here in a minute. No, but I've been watching the videos, but I'm actually interested in that. I'm going to invite him 2 ways. So let me invite him also through this way. Through Hangout. All right. Tonight's topic, as you guys know, is drag queen children. Drag queen children and how we feel about them, etc., etc. Them on performing in clubs and things like that. Not as I feel about them, but how we feel about them performing and things like that in clubs. That's what we're talking about tonight. So Dustin will be along. Hopefully, there he is. What's up, Dustin?
Hi, hon.
Hey, honey, how are you?
I'm doing fine.
Good, good. Did you have a good day?
It's going.
Huh?
It's going.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Is it cold there?
It's 34 degrees out, hon.
It's 70 here. I'm wearing shorts.
Oh yeah. I'm wearing shorts too, so I can't complain. I'm inside the house.
But I'm outside in shorts. I was outside in shorts earlier, but I went out to eat. So how have you been doing today?
I've been doing fine and well.
Good.
How have
Good.
you been doing, hon?
I'm sorry. I went out to eat and everything and all that kind of stuff. And now I'm back and
People go.
come back to talk about this topic. I've had some people write me some stuff I want to talk about whenever we get some more people, and we'll give a few minutes, let people kind of come in, and we'll talk about this situation. Some people have sent me their opinions, and I'm going to read some of them out loud because some of them have gave me some really good ideas and good
Yeah.
thoughts on the topic today.
Hey, more than
Yeah.
one day. Might as well.
You don't work today? Hey, Booker.
Mm-mm.
You work at McDonald's, right?
You too.
I used to. You
Mm-hmm.
don't work there no more?
No.
Yes, too many kids are being taken advantage of. That's very true. That's what we're going to talk about today. Um, my whole thing, I'll start from the beginning and we'll just work our way through this. Is I don't have any problem with kids expressing themselves to be who they are. I have no problem with that. None. Zero zilch. I do have a problem with children being in clubs and being exploited in nightclubs and hanging out in nightclubs, supervised or not supervised. I just don't think that it is the right proper place for children to be in. What's your thought on that, Dustin? Because we're going to discuss this tonight. We'll have a lot of opinions, I'm sure, good or bad. We have to be willing to listen to all of
I
them.
do feel the same way you do. A club isn't the greatest way to start to things like that.
No, and I have a really good friend who I talked to earlier, and I was trying to get her to come on panel night, but she couldn't. She's a professional makeup artist in Hollywood, and hey, Peggy, and she was a professional makeup artist, and she's been around a lot of drag queens. She was in the club kid circuit. She's very well known lady. I was going to try to get you to meet her. She's an awesome lady, and I sent a word to her, and she said, like when they're very, very young, she has a problem with that, but if they're like 14, 15 years old and they see RuPaul's Drag Race and they want to go on stage and their parents are there and they want to live out a fantasy for a minute of going on stage and performing a number in drag to see if maybe that's what they want to do when they're old enough to make their own decisions. And sure, she said that was all for it. She said, but there's too much over-sexualization of children in the media and things like that. And that's allowing children to be over-sexualized and things like that.
Because for them for being confused in some part of the ways when they're adapting too early for it is my way of seeing it.
Right, exactly right. And like it's like these transgender children, like kids that are like 5 and 6 years old that are coming out and they're being transgender. I don't have a problem with that, but I do understand it. Sometimes I think it's the parents pushing those kids. Just like that little boy, Desmond is amazing. I was watching him, and I don't know if you have ever seen him, but he's all on RuPaul and everything. But his mom seems like she's really living her fantasy life of Hang on one second, Dustin. I'm getting a message. Hang on one second. Talk to him. You there? Hang on a second here, buddy. I'm having a... It's ringing. All right, I'm back. All right. So, I think that I'll send a message. I'm live. Hang on. You there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Hang on a second, everybody. All right. So anyway, I don't know. I guess I'm different. The other thing is that their choice. Can you see the chat, Dustin? Are you able to see the chat?
No, I'm not on that one. I'm on just the Hangouts one.
Okay, so I'll read you the comments if we have any. One of them, Just Us Hamburg, says, my issue is the queen mother or supposed queen mothers who are supposed to be guiding the children, young adults, are taking advantage of them. Peggy High says she agrees. Amy Slayton, Glitter Bomb. Amy Slayton's in here today. I love you, Amy. The other thing is that their choice, it is their choice, or is it their parents' choice? Because I know some parents who have forced their children to dress as a male or a female. That's exactly right. And that's what Dustin and I were talking about earlier, because Dustin and I actually started talking about this in my chat earlier this afternoon, and we decided we wanted to carry it. I'm glad you came out and hung out with me, Dustin. So how do you feel about, what's your honest opinion of the whole thing? Do you think, Tammy's here too? Lord, I'll slate to here tonight. How do y'all feel about, what are you guys' thoughts on these children, doing drag and being young children, Social media, so like when I grew up, Dustin, I'm a lot way older than you. You want a wrench, Amy? I'll give you one, girl. Hang on, I'll give you one. Your whole family will have one then.
Oh God. No family reunion.
There you go, Amy. Basically, all of, like we didn't have social media to the point that we have now. So, like you can be a YouTube star. We didn't have YouTube. We didn't have, Facebook, and we didn't have MySpace. Crazy things that we had. Okay, hey. Welcome. Cool. Hello, everybody. Welcome. So basically what we're talking about tonight is people's opinion of drag children performing and hanging out in nightclubs. You're welcome to come on the panel if you want to. Anybody is welcome. It's an open panel. As long as we don't have no craziness, everybody's welcome. Don't be cursing at Dustin because he might have to curse you back.
Oh, I will. I ain't got no problem cursing back.
I can't curse, I'm a nice, innocent, sweet guy, whatever.
I lost my innocence long ago.
Me too, in 1989 in the backseat of the car. Hey, Jacob. Yes, we didn't have pagers, exactly. That's exactly. We didn't have pagers, we didn't have beepers, we didn't have any of that stuff. We didn't have cell phones. So like, if you were gone, if you were at a friend's house, you were running late, you had to use their parents' phone. Like you didn't have. No, nothing is wrong with drag. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is that these parents that are letting these kids that are in drag go into nightclubs and hang out in nightclubs in New York City and party and do drugs and hang out and perform in nightclubs. That's what the problem is that I was a drag queen for 23 years. So, I worked at a club. We would not have allowed a child in our club to do that. We would have never allowed that. But if it was like a talent night and it was like a 15, 16, 17-year-old kid that was a little older and they wanted to, like I said, perform maybe because they saw a RuPaul episode or something like that, then we would have probably allowed that as long as a mom.
Yeah, they did that at the charities where I used to live at, actually.
Yeah. They
did that for charities events.
Yeah, we would allow that, but we would also say a parent needs to be in the dressing room. They need to be supervised. Exactly. But of course, our club was, that kind of thing. Amy said that's child endangerment. Peggy says I don't have anything against drag. Kids should not be allowed in the bars. Exactly. I have nothing against drag at all. My best friends are drag queens. Y'all know that. I have no problem at all with that. What I have problem with is just that the parents, I think sometimes people live their own life through that.
It's a wishing well, basically, using the children as wishing wells.
Yes, like that. So have you ever watched that show, I Am Jazz? I don't have any. Oh, yes, honey. I do remember that, Christina. Do you remember doing the pager talk and doing 800 ESS? Yep. Yes, I remember all of that. My pager, oh my gosh, I remember once when I was a manager, I had a pager and I was over in Augusta, Georgia, which is right 30 minutes from me, right? And my pager went off and it said 911. It was my work. So I ran across and called it from my payphone, y'all. And the girl said, I can't find the envelopes. Yes, so we didn't have cell phones. We had to rock. I had to drive all the way across back over into South Carolina to call them. Drag is one thing, but drugs. Yeah, see, and I have a problem with kids that young hanging out in clubs. I just don't think it's right. I guess because I worked in club scenes for so long.
There's an age limit for a reason.
Amy said, what's a pager? Amy, a pager was a little thing that we wore. This tells your age if y'all know what a pager is. You wore, and people could beep you. They would beep you and their number would go through. It was kind of like a cell phone, but you couldn't call from it. It just looked like a little thing. Exactly. You'd have to find 25 cents. Exactly. And you would call and the beeper would go off and it would have somebody's number. And you have different signals like 911. I know you're a baby. She's young. Exactly. So, and it would go off and it might say this number. I say, oh, it means call Amy. And then I would go and call you and say, Amy, did you beat me? And it was a way husbands could call those, but we didn't have cell phones. So you had to go call from a payphone or,
them old days.
Yeah, them old payphones, you didn't have all that. Those of us that are over 40, if you had told us we'd have walked around with phones in our pockets, we probably would have called you liars back then. You know, we just didn't have that stuff. We didn't think about it. We thought Atari was the greatest invention ever made.
Oh Lord.
I never
I
dreamed.
remember Atari.
Oh yes, the old cell phones that came in a bag. Y'all remember those bag phones?
Oh God. I remember them, the invention and seeing pictures of it, but I never owned one myself though.
Right, and payphones. She's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Said payphones were everywhere. Good luck finding them now. Amy said, "You better answer my pagers when it goes off." Oh, I would answer. Christina said, "Amy, I want to tell you, even though I can't say that the videos gave gotten so much better." What, Amy? I want to tell you, even though I can't say it, that videos have gotten so much better. Okay. Amy says she appreciates that. But anyway, so how do you guys feel about like the parents pushing these kids into their sexuality, or pushing, like, I feel like that little boy is being pushed into his sexuality as well, because he's being forced to.
Oh, sorry.
Go
Please
ahead.
continue.
No, go ahead.
My opinion of that is there's no freedom for the child to make their own mind.
Yeah, I feel like if you're letting your child perform in gay bars and your child is hanging out in drag, that your child, if your child, and this little boy's been doing this since he was like 5 or 6 years old, he was a little boy. So I would think in a way that, maybe he isn't going to grow up and be gay. Maybe he's not going to be gay. Maybe he's going to be straight or whatever. But I feel like his mom is forcing him to be put into a situation like you're going to either be this or you're not going to be this. Kind of thing, and I think it's let the kids be who they are. Yes, some parents are trying to secure the bag. I agree, and I think when parents start getting a little bit of that money and that success, they think, "Ooh, it's just like Hollywood back in the day." And I've been doing a lot of, since we talked this, and I've been looking this up, reading a lot about this today. Kids would do like the Brady Bunch. These kids would be these child stars, and their parents would just let them do what they wanted to do. And these kids were being molested. They were being raped. All these things were happening to these children because the parents were like, oh, hell with it. They're making money. Let them make the money. We're getting rich and we don't care. And that's not the way to be. It's just not.
No, I was raised on butt whoopings, discipline, and all that shenanigans.
What about New York allowed? Exactly. Many successful performers are or have been gay. Yes, that's very true. Kids need to be kids. Christina said, "What about New York allowed being to do the Generation X?" I see, and that's a little weird too, Christina. That's that whole binary gender thing is a little weird. If I had a boy and he wanted to be a girl, we'd go dress shopping. Exactly. If your child is old enough to say, "Mom, I want to be a boy," or "I want to be a girl," and know what it means. When I was 5 years old, though, I didn't know what a difference in a boy and a girl was. I didn't know. Except girls wore dresses and I wore pants. That's all I knew. I didn't know if I was supposed to be a boy or supposed to be a girl. I didn't know the difference. But if I was old enough to say, "Hey, Mom, hey, Dad," one of my really dear friends is transgender. And she made that choice when she said she always knew what she was, but she didn't understand it when she was a kid until she got a little older, to where she understood, like 11, 12 years old, 13,
yeah.
where she's like, I'm a girl. Yes. She didn't understand, where people, plus kids go through all kinds of phases. They do. And they go through all types of phases to try to find their identity. We all do. I mean, we all go through all types. I just don't try to influence my children with all that. I'm going to have their back regardless. So as long as they're safe. Yes. And I do think that if your child, I grew up in the generation when, and Dustin, you're much younger than me, but when I grew up, if you were gay, you got kicked out of your home. You were kicked out. You were thrown out in the streets. A lot of people. I'll tell you a very tragic story about a transgender woman that I know. This woman that I know is a transgender, one of the best performers I've ever known. When she was growing up, her mother would always say, "I wish you were a girl. I wish you were a girl. I wish you were a girl." Would kind of braid her hair and kind of treat her real feminine. Well, when she became transgender, her mom refused to speak to her. Kicked her out of her home, never spoke a word to her again. When she became what she wanted her mom to be, she didn't say anything else about her. And that was kind of like, wow. So, it's like that. Yeah, she's like, you weren't born a girl, but that's what you raised me to be. And that kind of always floored me too. Because I think that people are killing them now. Damn shame. Look, like seriously, yes. Like the mom was like, "I'm done with you. I don't want to speak to you ever again. Get out of my house." And they have not spoken. My friend doesn't know if her mom's dead or alive. They've not spoken in probably 40 years.
I even had a friend that's had a similar situation like that, and she's transgender.
Yeah. Christina said, with my ex-husband, he had 2 gay cousins and 1 transgender. They were the best to hang out with versus the straight cousins. Yeah, exactly. Gay people are amazing, and I know because I am that way. Not all. I mean, we all have our flaws, just like anybody. My mom don't care. She just don't want to hear the details, Amy said. Yes, Tammy's still in here? I guess Tammy might have left by now. She's still here? I
don't know.
Or Tammy Slate went to. Yeah, no, I get that, Tammy. My mom was like that, Amy. My mom was like, I don't care what you do. Just, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear what you do. She's like, I don't tell you what I do with your dad. I don't hear what you do with yours. But my mom didn't accept me being gay at first. Like, she did have a harder time accepting me being gay. But she, using the Bible to justify their action. That's a life. Like, that's your child. Exactly. Tammy said, I'm here. Christina says, I'm the only problem I had to fight them for the men. Yeah, that's true, Christina. You have to fight them for the straight boys. Here, straight boys love drag queens. They love the drag transgender here. They love when you was a drag queen in my bar. We used to joke. Saturday night was straight night. Our bar was a straight college bar on Saturday, and we used to joke around and say that as a drag queen, the only thing you needed on Saturday night was a set of knee pads. You know, because all the straight boys were like trying to pick you up all night long and buy you drinks, and it got really crazy in there on Saturday nights. You know,
it was like that where I used to live at.
Oh yeah, you call it men's trade. That's what we call them. Drag queens call them trade. That's trade. That's trade. That's it. That's what it's called, trade. Drag makeup, we better than I could do. Yes, drag queens do makeup better. They do. We do good makeup, Amy. Amy, you're a pretty good makeup artist yourself, though, girl. I watch your videos. I definitely watch your videos, Amy. I've been watching you for years, and you do some pretty good makeup yourself, though. You could probably do makeup on a boy. Them DL boys, exactly. Dustin, I'm sure you have encountered some DL boys before. Down low boys. Don't want nobody to know they're gay. But that's what we were just doing. We're just here to talk about the whole topic of getting out there and getting people on there. And well, you do good work, Amy. I promise you that. I've been watching you for a long time. I used to watch them when they were together, when the two of them would do videos together.
I only have one video saved, and that was with them opening the ramen soda that I gave them for Christmas one time.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
You learn. Christina said she learned her eye makeup stuff from Amy. Yeah, she said she still sucks at it. You'll get better. My first video I think I saw. I don't remember. You like me looking all nice, clean shaven? You know how that happened. Anytime you ever see me clean shaven, it's a true story. I go to trim my beard and I cut it too short, so I have to shave it all off. That's the only reason. But thank you, Tammy. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, darling. And Amy Slayton, I'm still cleaning the glitter off my chair, my keyboard, and off of your card today. But I love that. That soda got all, Dustin, Amy said that soda got all over her. But yeah, that's pretty much.
Worth the laugh.
Huh? What does
it was worth the laugh when she had that ramen all over her.
Oh yeah.
It was at a local comic book shop.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm. That they sold ramen at.
What is ramen?
It's a Japanese soda. When you open it, there's a cork and the ball is right in the lid. So you have to use the cork and shove the ball down in the bottle and then drink it like that.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
And I had a all flavor collection when I lived there. I had the peach, the grape, strawberry, kiwi, mango.
Now you're their nephew, right? Correct?
Yeah. First one out of 10, the 9 nephews.
Jesus, Lord, that's a big family. That's a big. Hey, Black Lotus. You got glitter all over your house in your Jeep? I bet you do. You get a lot of glitter mail. I see you get a lot of glitter mail too in the mail. Black Lotus is in the house. What's up? What's up? But no, basically back to our topic, and we'll talk about anything you guys want to talk about. It's open forum. If anybody wants to come on the panel, you're welcome to do that. He started his own channel. Dustin? We're trying to get him to start his own channel. We hope he does eventually. But he's on panel with me tonight. Everybody's in here tonight. And we got step nieces and nephews. Wow. So how many kids are in y'all's family? How many brothers and sisters does Amy and Tammy have?
There's 2 uncles, and I think the rest are all aunts.
So how many? 7 kids?
Mm-hmm.
So is your mom or dad their brother or sister? Which one is it?
My mom's the oldest out of the 7.
Oh, your mom's their older sister. Okay.
Yeah.
Amy was 5 when you were born. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We already had one kid mistaking her for my mom.
Wow. Christina said, we like your personality, Dustin. Just don't talk about what you do with your job. I saw Dustin upload a few videos. He did. 3 brothers and 3 sisters. That's a big family. I mean, my mom and dad adopted 3 kids in their late 50s. And they were in their 50s. So I have a brother. My baby brother and I are 27 years apart. And my baby brother is
10 days older than the second oldest.
You're what? How what?
10 months and 10 days older than the second oldest.
Child? Wow. How old is how's the youngest in the family? How young is Tammy and Amy? How young is your youngest brother or sister? Too dang many, Tammy said. Tammy said there's too many kids.
I don't remember how old the youngest is on the 7 of them.
Mom has 5 and Larry has 4. Okay. My dad and his brothers had a contest who would have the most kids. Wow. I couldn't do that, honey. That's too much for me. Too much for me. Yes. Oh, y'all remember answering machines. That was another thing. You don't remember this, Dustin, but my dad has a stepbrother younger than him. Wow. That's unusual too. We used to have, oh my gosh, some of the craziest things. Beepers, phone, answering machines. And I used to think that was the greatest thing. Amy said they're at 14 and 15. Wow. And Tammy said around 25. Wow. Goodness gracious. Y'all got some youngins in the family. Wow.
And I still haven't aged since I was young either.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
You look so much younger. I thought you were a teenager.
No. I ain't been a teeny bopper in decades.
I thought you were like 21 when I started watching Tammy. When I was watching videos. Hey, Delia. DJ is 14.
I remember seeing answering machines, Auntie. Just don't remember ever seeing them here in the family.
Oh, we had Amy's the baby. That's right. You're the baby. That's what I thought. Amy was the youngest. Oh, Dustin, there were these machines, and you left a message, and people could leave messages. And when they invented these things, I thought that was great because you could leave your house and come back, and anybody that called you, you didn't miss no calls. That was like call waiting. And I still have call waiting on my phone. It's like if I'm on the phone with Dustin and Tammy calls me, I can click over and talk to her and leave him on hold, or I can connect both of them. We can have a 3-way calling. That is 3-way calling.
Mom had an answering machine? I didn't know that. I don't remember.
Wow. It's like 15 or it's like 25 or so. Yeah, there's voicemails. That's what it was, like voicemails, like you leave on your phones now, but it was a big machine, and you used a machine. And we wrote real letters back in the day too. Is that Tammy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl, what you doing?
Trying to get Dustin to remember things.
You know my attention span goes out the window.
Yes, we used cassette tapes. They had little tiny cassette tapes. Like
remember cassette tapes.
These were little, and you bought them, you put them in the machine. And you could erase them and change your message, because you had to change your message periodically, or people got bored with it.
Yeah.
So back got all the new people in. What we're talking about, besides how old we are, is about drag queen children and kids that are in drag right now. Seems to be a big thing with kids. But these kids that are going into these clubs and performing in clubs and hanging out in nightclubs, we're trying to get people's opinions on how people feel about that. My granny used to say, remember, God is control, so let him lead you all day long. Oh my God, call waiting. We didn't have it, and I would play a game and get kicked off of it if someone called. Right, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. So does anyone have an opinion of they want to share with us about these drag queen children? I don't want people to think that they came on here to hear this topic and we're not talking about it completely. But all right, bye, Amy. Thanks for coming by, sweetie. Thanks for the card today. I loved it. Good to see you. Bye, Amy. Love you. Say bye, Amy.
Bye, Auntie.
Yeah, drag queens. No, I'm not saying they're bad people. I love drag queens. I'm a former one. Hey, Jada Diva, that's somebody who needs to come on the panel. Jada Diva, you need to come your ass in here and talk about this with me and Dustin. Oh, you meant bye, Amy. She said, Tammy said, hey, Amy, bye, Amy. But good to see you, Amy. Take care, sweetie. Come back by. Jada Diva, you need to come on the panel with me and Dustin and talk about this. I watched Dumpling. I loved it. You don't think kids should be in clubs? I don't either. That's what we're saying. Or they should not be hanging out in the clubs at all. I think that's just too bad of a scene. It would be cool if these places would host kids' night for kid performers and have proper safety precautions with no full names. Hello, Band Runners. Exactly. I love Band Runner Squad. That is a good idea. Now, see, that's a good idea. Dumpling's a wonderful movie. I reviewed it if you watch it. Christina said, "Thank you, Miami. Thank you for making your channel by listening to your subs. It's a good movie." Jada said, "Can't tonight. Oh, you're not set up. Oh, you don't have to be set up. Come on in anyway. Kids too quiet." Jess said she had to leave because the kids are too quiet. Yes, and I like what Black Lotus. Is that Black Lotus that said that, or Platinum? That was Platinum Blue. Is that people are able to? They should have a kids' night in these clubs with the proper safety precautions in place, so that these kids can do it and not use their full names and stuff, but that it have the proper safety precaution with the younger generation and not because there's people out there might think bad thoughts. There are only two genders. Well, we're not talking about binary genders and all that stuff. We're just talking about kids in drag being in clubs. That's what we're talking about. I agree the club isn't the place for kids, but they should have a kids night. Yes, make it safe. That's exactly what she was just saying. Make it a safe place for the children and let it be like we had a club here in my town because I live near Columbia. I live in about an hour from Columbia, 30 minutes from Columbia and about 30 minutes from Augusta, Georgia. And we had a teen club here, and it was for teenagers, and you couldn't get in if you were over a certain age. So, like adults, the only adults that were in there besides, you had to be chaperones, but we're like the ones that work there. There were adults inside, but, adults just couldn't go and pay money and come inside. You had to have a kid in there or work there, but it was well protected by grown-ups and cops and things like that. But it was for teens, and it was a good idea. It kept out that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
Hey, it's only 21 gamer. How are you? And it was just that simple, and it was designed
much easier and a lot more safer.
Yes, it was a lot more safer for kids, and they didn't. So they had a bar, but it served non-alcoholic drinks, and it served Cokes and sodas and things like that. Yeah, we have two. Yeah, see, no alcohol, just for teens. And see, that's a good idea. And there, they could have a drag night there and let the kids perform there if they wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
That's an awesome idea. And with drag itself, drag has become so mainstream with RuPaul. And I tell you, I got drag queen FUNKOs. Y'all know I love my drag queens. I think that it's becoming so much more accepted by the straight community as well. So I definitely think that drag is a big thing and the kids should be able to do it. I just think in adult clubs is a bit much because you don't know who's out there. There's kids that could slide that child something bad. There's, not everyone's good at heart. All right. Take care. Take care, hon. You have to. Hang on 1 second here. I'm reading an email. Okay, I'm back. But that's basically how I feel on the situation. I just worry about the kids' safety. My club that I worked in was a very small club. And we wouldn't have ever allowed a child in our club at all anyway. our owner would have never allowed it. If it was done at a teens club for 21 and under, I'm cool, but I don't like kids mixing with adults. Adults are losing our places because people want to bring kids with them. Exactly, I agree. But this is like these kids, if you're watching these videos online, these drag kids are going into major clubs in like New York and LA, and they're being allowed in, and and I don't know if you know this, Dustin. Do you know who Drew Barrymore is?
Yes.
Well,
She
Drew
played in the Firestarter series.
yeah, yes. She was a little girl. If you read her book, when she was 8 and 9 years old, was going into clubs in LA because she was the girl from ET, and they were letting her in and serving her alcohol and drugs. And
yeah, I remember her doing a interview of it.
Yeah, she was in rehab by the time she was like 10 years old. And because these kids are getting a little bit of recognition and a little bit of this and that, there are people allowing them in and giving them fame. You know, these kids, RuPaul is talking about these kids, or this celebrity or that celebrity, and that they're becoming celebrities themselves, but they still need to enter that. I don't think any kid should be exploited like that.
They should have their own fun still.
Yes.
Have their own fun still.
Yes. And in my day, they probably would have called the cops on the parents. And
well, I know that much. Older generations would do that.
Dustin is amazing. You let him be a kid doing his thing in a kid environment. Exactly. That's one of the ones I'm talking about. There's also another one named Lucretia. There's several of them out there that are on these things, and these parents are really, really, really trying so hard to explain them. I think a lot of it are these parents wanting to live their own fantasies with these children. I really do believe that these parents are trying to.
They're looking at the wrong mirror.
Yes. You know, like you couldn't succeed being that way. You couldn't break in the club kid scene when you were a kid. So you're going to put your kid in this. And this way you get to live that life vicariously through them. That's a lot of what I was trying to say.
Mm-hmm. Much less a broken mirror of themselves. If you see my point of it.
Yes, exactly. That's very, very true. That's all right. I understand, buddy. I do that too when I'm on live streams. I go back and forth, Jacob. It's no problem. No problem at all. But Dustin, I hope that you're having a good time tonight. Thank you for coming on panel with me.
I ain't got no issue of it.
You're right. Exactly. People are just. I think today is just so different, and you know, everything seems to be such a touchy subject today too. You got to be real careful how you deal with each issue. You know, like if you are touchy, you can't say it the wrong way. Like I was talking to my roommate on the way home tonight from dinner, and he said, you know, I have to be real careful the way you word things because I don't want anyone to think I'm against drag queens or against transgender, because I'm not. I have no problem. Like I said, I have friends all over the place, but I want to make sure that people know that I'm not against that at all, because like I said, I was a drag queen. I can show you pictures of me. I ran a drag club. I was a show director, but I would have, you know, I just don't think kids should be allowed in that atmosphere. And I don't.
In the process of introductions.
Right, and I don't think people should force a gender or a sexuality on a child either. I don't believe that you should do that. I think that is very, very wrong to do. Let your child be what your child is. And I had a friend who was a lesbian who was trying so hard. She had a daughter, and she wanted her daughter to be a lesbian, and that's all she talked about, was that she was hoping her daughter would grow up and be a lesbian. And she was trying to make her daughter more and more lesbian when this little kid was like 3 and 4 and 5 years old. I did not agree with that at all, because I think that is so wrong to force that sexuality on your child. Like, Desmond is amazing. I mean, no one knows his sexuality. I don't think he knows. He's too young to figure it out at 11 years old. But it's the way they're making him live. It's like he's almost expected to be a homosexual when he's older. You know, a lot of people are much more open-minded, and that's what we and I talked about with my roommate at dinner tonight when we were at Golden Corral. Was this subject 20 years ago that they would have just called DSS on the parents? There wouldn't have been no issue. The kid would have been like, not allowed in schools to go to school like that. The school would have said, hell no, you're not coming to school like this, blah, 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 blah. And that's how it would have led to doing what you do. And to me, that's kind of sad, because people are, and I'm glad now that people are able to be more free with their sexuality.
Just don't misuse it and make it a misdirection of it.
Right. And don't flaunt it. Like, like I know gay people. Not everyone is gay, and not everyone has that wants to be gay or anything like that. So just because, and this is one thing I was telling my roommate too, just because I'm a certain way, I don't expect everyone else to feel that way about it. And that's one thing I was saying. I was hoping if anybody wanted to come on the panel tonight that had a problem with it or didn't agree with it, I wanted them to come on and say, you know, this is how I feel, you know. Everybody's sending me messages about that show, The Masked Singer. I haven't watched it yet. Have you watched it?
No, I missed that episode 1. I ended up seeing the previews of who got revealed and who didn't.
I think the one girl, I think the lion is Christina Aguilera.
I know the hippo got revealed.
Yeah, that was some football player or something.
Mm-hmm.
But the one girl, one that looks like the lion, I heard that voice. I'm like, that sounds just like Christina Aguilera. And if they don't know, that's very true. They don't know. I went through a period of time where I was confused because my parents don't talk about it. And that's true too. And see, I grew up in a generation where you were hated for it. Like my mom was like, no, you know. So when I was terrified when I realized what I was going to be, that I was going to lose so much of my life and my family because of my being gay. You think one is J-Lo? That could be Jaden, but I think the lion is definitely Christina Aguilera. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Chatta Girl. That's my girl. Hey, Chatta Girl. Chatta Girl, put your Etsy back in here tonight. I want y'all to look at this woman's mug. She makes amazing mugs. If anybody needs any kind of merchandise done or whatever, get with her. She does awesome ones. I found my mug, Chatta. See, it's back up there tonight. I found it. I couldn't find it, but I realized I put it up so I could find it after Christmas, and I forgot where I put it. And right before I went to bed last night, I was like, damn, there it is. There it is. I got it. So we're talking.
You'd lose your head if it wasn't attached.
Right. And that's me. I have such a little space. My house is very small, and I have such a limited space for things. And I don't have a closet because my closet was ruined when my hot water heater blew up last year. And they had to redo my closet. And when they had put a new water heater, they had to take out my closet. So I don't have a closet. So I am trying. That's what I'm doing in my room. People are like, dang, how long does it take you to clean your room? It's not. I just don't have space for everything. So I'm trying to figure out where to put things and what I need to do. And I had to close. Like I'll never be.
People like to save money for a storage shed.
I need a storage shed. I do, but I have to get rid of clothes. Dustin, you understand? I had clothes from when I was in like a size 29 waist. And I will never be a 29 waist again in my lifetime.
I'm actually a size 29 waist.
I should have sent them to you.
Oh God, your pants.
I have so many clothes. I had clothes after clothes after clothes that I don't wear half of. Like I pulled a shirt out of my room and said, "You've never worn that shirt." I'm like, "You never know when I'm gonna." He's like, "Nah, throw that thing away. You ain't gonna wear it. Like it's brand new." Like, so I don't need to buy clothes because I have more than I need. Like I just have so many clothes. It's unbelievable.
And I get that way too. I get it like super large amount, and I'm like, do I wear even half of these?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even wear half of these clothes. Like, and I don't throw stuff out. And that's my problem is I have thrown it. I'll be right back, Dustin. You talk to me. I'm gonna let my dogs out. I'll be right back.
That's fine, hon.
Only one had to go out. Only one had to go out, which means I have to let him back in a minute. I know. Y'all, he said, y'all are bitches with your 20-inch waist. I know that's right.
I don't care. I've always been skinny.
I used to be till I got older. I've been losing weight, and I found all these clothes buried in my closet, and it's like I found a whole new wardrobe. See, that's what I'm trying to do in mine. Like there's a certain size I won't throw away. When I quit smoking, I gained a lot of weight. A lot of weight. Everybody knows it. Everybody watch my videos. Gained a lot of weight. And I knew I would when I quit smoking. And then when I was out of work, I quit smoking at a time when I had surgery. So I was already home for 3 weeks. So all I did was eat.
See, I was 45 when I was living at my mother's. Then I moved to a place where I could find a job and got a job. I've lost 50 pounds when I lived alone.
How much what was your biggest? How much were you when you were What was your biggest weight?
I was 145 and I went down to 95 pounds.
You weigh 95 pounds now, Dustin?
Not without grandma's cooking. No, I'm about 115 now.
I was gonna say, how could you be so skinny at 95 pounds? Good Lord. 1 month on a low carb diet. That's what I'm gonna do is low carbs. I'm gonna start low carbs.
For that, I need to be eating. I'm under my weight. For someone my height, I'm supposed to be 145. Nope, I'm underweight.
Yeah, the low carb. You lost 26 in 1 month. I'm gonna go to that low carb bread and stuff. I'm going to get some more and try to do the low carb, sugar free stuff that I was doing. It was definitely very, very. I lost a lot of weight doing that too, but it's crazy.
Oh yeah.
I was like that. I used to be bulimic when I was a teenager too. I suffered from bulimia, so I used to like stick my finger down my throat and stuff.
Oh, I never did that. I lost weight naturally.
Well, my biggest problem is I drink a lot of diet soda and I don't drink enough water. So I'm going back. I was on the shot that I'm on again for diabetes, and I lost a lot of weight on that shot, and I was doing really well, but I was eating well too. And see, I'm not eating as well as I should. So starting Monday when I go back to school, I'm going back on low carbs and stuff like that. I swear, I know she's talking about if she's one more egg or a piece of lettuce, someone is going down. But I have to learn how to eat healthier. That's my whole problem, is learning how to eat healthier.
No.
Because I actually have been approved to have gastric bypass surgery, but I don't want to have it. But she's eating
what I want. It's just I end up monitoring myself.
You drink a lot of water?
Now that I rarely do. I'm been drinking a lot of soda, so that's gonna have to be on the halt list. I do drink a lot of tea though.
Drink a lot of tea. I drink a lot of diet soda. Yes, they sell Victoza for weight loss. That's what I'm on it for. It's for diabetes, but I'm on Victoza. But I don't know what the other name is. I think the other name is Saxenda. That's not my problem. Yeah. I recovered binge eater. I am too, and I stress eat really bad. When I'm stressed out in my classroom, I'm constantly eating. I have something all the time that I eat when I'm stress eating, constantly. And so when
I usually keep like a stash of candy for me. Like if I get a little munchy, I'll like, okay, piece of candy. That's about it with me. Every once in a while, I'll end up having that big uberly hunger of I'm going to eat.
Yes.
But it's not too often for me.
Oh, see, and I crave sugar.
Guilty.
Yes, I crave it. Like I do, and it's hard for me. I was doing really well there for a while. I lost a lot of weight, and then I fell off the wagon, and so I have to get back once school starts back of drinking water and not so much. When school was out, I was. When school started back, that's when I got off of everything, because I started going back to drinking the sodas, stuff like that.
Caffeinated drinks to keep you awake. That way you get kids.
I don't drink coffee. So and being that I'm not a morning person, I'm never going to be as long as I'm alive. I would drink soda, and it kept me awake all day. And I've been known to drink a whole 2-liter soda in one day at school.
See, I know there was a store that made 3-liter bottles of sodas, and I would always end up getting them for when I worked at Walmart over where I used to live. And I'd end up drinking them within 8 hours.
Wow. Yes, bored me. I even when I'm bored too, I do. I when I'm sitting here for great periods of time, like watching YouTube videos or whatever, I start getting really, really, really hungry. And I'm like, oh, let me eat. And so but I crave sugar, and that's the thing, and that's when I know my sugar's messed up. But I'm going to try to do better once school starts back this week. I'm going back on my low carb bread and try to eat a little healthier and things like that. This year is going to be my goal. I want to try to drop 50 pounds by summer. We'll try.
Yeah, you can do it, honey.
I can't give up carbs, but I can go to low carbs. I think I just have to learn to give up. I love bread and carbs. Like I just overcarb myself tonight, which is not good. So
I mean, I can eat the wheat and the low carb one. It don't bother me much, but it has that different taste texture to a wang to it to me, and it tastes utterly different when I eat the regular white sandwich bread for me.
You have what? What is it?
To the low carb and the wheat bread has a very weird wang to it to me. I can eat it, but it's wangish to me.
I love wheat bread. I love wheat bread. I'm the only one in my family that loves wheat bread. I've always loved wheat bread. The low carb bread, it does have a weird taste. You have to get used to it. But it's good for you. But I've always loved wheat bread. I mean, I've always gotten wheat bread on my subs and things ever since I was a kid.
I get the regular Italian white bread or that cheddar bread from Subway. You know, it's the bread with the cheese melted to it.
Uh-huh.
But that's always when I end up getting my meatball sub with pickles and mayonnaise on it.
Yeah, there is that's that bread too that they got. Oh, I know, just got to eat pizza. Let me tell you what I just ate. I just went to Golden Corral. I ain't gonna talk about the carbs I consumed tonight at Golden Corral. I was like, child, like the clumps. I just put on my eating dress and went to town, baby. I was just like, whatever. See, like my shirt said, whatever. And then as I'm going to leave, y'all, Dustin, this is funny.
Oh, God.
As I go leave, I hit my cup of tea and it goes all in my lap. I look like I peed myself, and I'm in the back of the restaurant, so I got to walk all the way to the front door looking. I mean, it was just right in my crotch. It looked like I had peed my pants. It was so embarrassing. I died. I was like, oh, my God. Yeah, see, I'm going to start drinking this drink that Sharon Simply Southern was telling me about so I can get off my sodas. Sharon was telling me about it, and I keep forgetting the name of it. She sends me the name like every other day. I have to call her tomorrow while I'm at the store, and she'll tell me what it is. I'm going to buy it while I'm there. I know, but that's the terriblest thing. You know, I had to walk to the store with my looking like I peed my pants. Everybody was pointing at me.
No,
Hey,
no.
how are you? How are you? How are you? Yeah, I wondered if people got a message because I know somebody was going to come and they're not here yet. So, Sharon was going to be here and she's not here. I know Molly's here. So anyway, there she is.
The last time I went to Golden Corral, I had a eating contest with my stepsister.
Did you win?
13 plates of food.
Oh my God, I'm going to throw up. Yo, I can barely do 2. I do look like a pig when I go to Golden Corral because my food can't touch. So I have a bunch of plates because my food can't touch. Certain items can't touch. It freaks me out and I won't eat it. So I'm a very picky and crazy in my food habits. But so my roommate's like, God, you have all these plates. Like, they just can't touch. I don't allow it. I refuse to allow it. What's it called? What's what called? She's asking what's it called. What's what called? Rule no. So Dustin, you're a big eater, obviously, then.
I can eat my weight, but every so often I just go to 1 to 2 plates. That's about it.
Oh, I wish I could do that. I get so, like I'm miserable now. Like I'm like, oh my God, like but I don't go to buffets often for that reason because I get sick. But I'm just like, oh God. I'm gonna go. Like after I do this with you here in a little while, when we get off of this, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna watch This Is Us and just kind of veg out the rest of the night because but I'm starting my everything. But you got to be strict on dieting. It's definitely what's it called? The drink. I don't know. I got to ask Sharon. It's a low carb, low fat. It's like if she's in there, when Sharon Simply Southern shows up, I will ask her because she'll take what's called. But she does all this low carb, low stuff. But she's been telling me drinks and stuff that she drinks. It's like Gatorade Zero or something Zero. Hey Cheryl, honey, I can't think of the name of it, but anyway.
I can't do Gatorade.
You can't do Gatorade?
I can't do Gatorade. No. Watered down flavor. No.
Sharon, what's the name of that drink you told me to drink? There she is. Sharon Simply Southern is here. Oh, I like Kool-Aid. Now, y'all, I was a Kool-Aid addict. I was a sugar addict. Though. I love sugar. Coffee.
Yep.
I've had to learn how to do sweet and low in my tea and my sugar, my coffee and all. Coffee, iced coffee is the only way I'll eat coffee. Drink coffee. It's that iced coffee stuff. So, Dustin, do you know what age you were when you came out of the closet?
Well, it was at a later age for someone like me, because I knew mom didn't approve, because she wasn't going to stop the happiness that it is.
Power 80.
23.
About 23? Okay, wow. Power 80 and Body Armor Light. I always forget that crap. Yeah, I was young too. I
can do the body armor. Never had body armor lights.
You've had Power 80?
I've drank the body armor. It's not the light. No, I can't do Power 80. No.
No, everybody loved Kool-Aid back in the day. Kool-Aid was a bomb diggity, like growing up with like tropical punch Kool-Aid. Yes, ma'am. And grape Kool-Aid. I still drink tropical punch Kool-Aid. If I buy it, I'm gonna drink it. I love this Kool-Aid.
I'm more of the blue raspberry flavorings for Kool-Aids.
Oh, I'll go to the store right now, here at Dollar General up the street, and get me some tropical punch Kool-Aid, and I'll eat it right away. I'm telling you right now, I sure will. I love it. I love Kool-Aid. I love it, love it, love it. And my students, I like to give it to them too. Let them drink it too. Kool-Aid was the bomb diggity back in the day.
Oh yeah.
The day it was so good. Welcome back, Daffodil. I call her Daffodil. Yeah, you've never had. Oh, she's gonna try to Power 80. Yeah. So, anybody in the chat room have an opinion on our subject tonight? About your opinion of these, not about drag kids. Dustin and I are not against children being in drag. We're not a problem with that. But we have a problem is, you're welcome, Dia, is the kids performing in clubs with adults and being in the nightclub scene as children, 10, 11-year-old children. That's what we're talking about mostly is that issue, how people feel about that. The biggest consensus we have, I think Dustin and I agree with, a lot of people agree with this, was brought up earlier by someone, was about how these kids could maybe do this in a teen club. I just drink coffee, water, iced tea, and sometimes juice. I drink a lot more water. I'm drinking water right now.
I'm guilty of the sugary goodness of Sam's Club.
Are you drinking that straight out of the 2-liter?
Yep.
So you drink a whole 2-liter in one day, or is that like several days?
Oh, this is, I think, day 2.
Okay. Now, see, Dustin, I would drink that. I go to the store, y'all. You see my big giant cups that I get, Polar Pops. I'll get the big one, and I come to school, or I used to carry, I have another cup like this. This is my Yeti that got damaged. See, my Yeti got damaged right there. Because I dropped it. Yes, exactly. Dia said the sexualization of all children is not okay. They will grow up messed up. Exactly, they will. But I'll drink a whole 2-liter in one of those big old cups all day long. I keep a 2-liter in my refrigerator at school. Dustin,
room temperature. I don't like my drinks cold.
Really? Oh, I don't
not put ice in my drinks either.
I don't like a lot of ice. I drink ice in my drinks, but if I get like my soda, like I have a soda in the refrigerator right now and it's cold, I'll just pour it in there without ice. My tea is cold, so I won't use ice then. But if it's not cold, I drink. But like water, I can't stand water unless water is ice cold. Water has to be cold.
I drink my water hot, actually. I'm reversed.
You drink your water hot?
Yep.
You heat it up?
No, I just use the hot water that comes out of the faucet and drink it up like that.
Oh, you drink hot water. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like cold water?
No.
Wow. So you don't like ice then?
Not really. No.
How about tea? Do you drink your tea cold? Or?
Nope. Drink it hot.
Oh, wow. She said, Dia says she drinks her sodas warm and her water warm too, Dustin.
I'm not the only one. Woohoo!
You're not the only one that does that. Well, I'll tell you my craziest habit I had to break myself of was when I was I would go to Subway, I would get my sandwiches and I would get lettuce and tomato and pickles, and then I would sit down and take it all off my sandwich.
Oh, the separation method.
Yes, I couldn't stand it on there, but I had to have it. It had to be on the sandwich for me to buy it, but I wouldn't eat it. There's waffles. Say, hey, everybody. They say it's better for you to drink all your drinks at room temperature, especially if you have issues with arthritis or bone or joint issues, because your body has to work so hard to heat up. I prefer, Black Lotus says she prefers her water room temperature. See, I have to have cold water. I can't do hot. I do like hot chocolate. That's the only hot drink I really drink hot.
I can do that.
You like hot chocolate?
Oh God, yeah. Without the mint cubes, no, the marshmallows, oh, they go gone.
Clear American ice flavored water. Great taste, everything in a low carb diet a long time ago. Clear American ice flavored water, great tasting. Oh yeah, you have to have that ice water with ice cubes. I agree. Cheryl, here's your girl, Cheryl. There's your girl, Waffles. You ever seen Waffles, Dustin, my little dog? She's been on,
fidgety today.
I know, she's been on YouTube since she was 3 days old. It's like, Daddy, put me down, I'm sleeping. She's in a bad mood today. But telling you good news, I got left out of my cage today and I didn't make any messes. So that means I've grown into a big girl. Might not have to be caged anymore. And she used to tear stuff up and just, oh my God, destroy the house. But she's out of the cage twice. We can leave her out.
When I got Uta.
Huh?
It was that way when I got Uta.
Oh, really?
My cat.
Oh, your cat?
Leave out for work one night and you'd be a disaster zone. It's like, really? Really?
Yeah, that's how Waffles was. She would just destroy things. My bedroom at night while I was sleeping, and I've had to start caging her and stuff like that. Like she ate one of my presents that was sent to me from somebody. Christmas, and so she got, and so I stopped caging her. I don't know, she's just in a bad mood today. She's just been in one of her little diva modes today. But other than that, that's pretty much what we've been talking about tonight. Dustin's came on panel to hang out with me. Dustin, hopefully you'll come back and hang out with me again.
Yeah, it'd be my pleasure too.
I've enjoyed having you on here tonight, and I'm glad you were there. And everybody came in, everybody got along. But yeah, dogs and cats are funny. They're spoiled. But, you know, I don't know. My puppies tear up everything TPG. They're so naughty. I know Waffles is. Waffles is terrible, y'all. Joe said she's so spoiled, like rotten. Absolutely spoiled rotten. Just rotten. Just horrible rotten.
That's the way my cat Uta is.
Really?
And my other one that I had that is not over here.
Your cat has to be locked up. See, I can't. If I put Waffles in her cage, I used to do that when she was asleep. She howls and cries and whines because she sleeps in the bed. I told you when she was this big, she found a way to get in my bed at 6 weeks old. She's been sleeping with me since she was 6 weeks old, so she doesn't understand why she can't sleep with me in my room at night. So it's been a little crazy, but it is what it is. Kind of how it's been with her a little bit, I think, you know. But yeah, these animals, they'll drive you out of it now. They're crazy. They'll get crazy. They'll get crazy. So you said, and your boyfriend lives where, Dustin, you said?
Missouri.
Missouri, wow. Wow, that's a long way away.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I'm going to get off of here, Dustin, because I want to finish my room and I'm watching a movie and everything. But I will chat with you soon. I'm actually going to, I want to talk to you about something on Facebook. I'm going to send you a message about something on Facebook. Guys, thank you for coming by. Dustin, thank you for coming. I hope you can hang out.
Thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you as well, hon.
Do this regularly or something and hang out. Thank you guys for giving us your opinion on drag queen children. I think we all reached the same consensus that we don't have a problem with them being able to express themselves as children, just with them being exploited and out in public and stuff like that. I think we all say that, you know, that they should be better monitored by the grown-ups and things like that. So anyhow, I'm going to let you go, and I love you guys. Dustin, I love you, buddy. I will talk to you soon. Tell Tammy her crazy self I said I love her, and I will talk to her self too. You guys,
She heard you.
I love you, girl. I love you, girl. You craziness. Tammy is not right, y'all. Love you, darling. I know the notifications are not going out. They're not going out. It's crazy. I'm gonna do the Home Alone face. For the notifications.
Did you used to play that video game of Home Alone? They had a video
No.
game of it.
No, I do play this video game online called IMVU. I play that game online virtual reality. All right, guys. Great night. Thank you, Chatter Girl, for coming by. Check out the Chatter Girl. She was live earlier. I went and hung out with her. Check out Dustin. Dustin, we love you, buddy. We'll get together. I'll see you guys later. I might go live later tonight. I doubt it, but I'll definitely be live tomorrow. I'm going to reveal my new Funko Pop, too. So got all that coming out. All right, guys. Love you. See you later. Bye, Dustin.
Bye, hon.